Okay, so we'll proceed again. Mr. Lubofsky.
Thank you again, Senators and Speaker, for allowing me to give testimony. The Guam Board of Medical Examiners is supposed to play a crucial role in protecting the people of Guam, which is in fact their mission. It's important to spell out precisely how much time each board member can serve on the board, especially since, as an example, the Allied Board with the same legal counsel has board members sitting for 20 years. As I recall, the Assistant AG, Rob Weinberg, at one time said a past AG opinion was that if you were already sitting on the board when that law that the Speaker referred to was enacted, you can continue sitting unless the governor reappointed you. So there are members who have been on boards 20 years. With all the reported problems of the Guam Medical Board and the complaints, consumers will at least know that conflicts of interest and other issues that exist will be at least mitigated by changing board members. The law will be more clear of how long someone can serve. For me, the most exciting aspect about Bill 318 is adding another member from the public. Public board members help to restore public trust and helps to underscore the medical board's independence from special interest groups. On Guam, as we've heard over and over, there's a growing perception that the medical board is beholden to physicians rather than the public it serves to protect. As I said earlier, no case has ever been decided for a complainant under the current board. It's my opinion that currently the member from the public board, Mr. Flores, has downplayed how important his position is. I heard Mr. Flores one time say during a meeting that he was learning so much from doctors. And I wrote to Mr. Flores, and I said to him, I sent him an email, I said to him, I reminded him that doctors should be learning from him as well. They should be learning the patient side of the story. Or they should be learning, the board should be learning how to connect with the community. And by the way, connecting with the community for medical boards is crucial. This is not a Guam thing. This is something that's in the literature. I would expect also the public member to help advocate for patient rights in the community as a whole. Public members on medical boards have growing importance across the country. You can ask Mr. Nathaniel Berg about national conferences that discuss this very thing. Even the Guam Bar Association has consumers or non-lawyers involved with them when they do investigations. And from what I'm told, it seems to work out pretty well. There's also this big misunderstanding, like this mistake from some that those members from the public or consumers or regular hard-working citizens cannot be members of medical boards as they do not understand medicine. This is absolutely not true, and I think that Mr. Flores would agree. Consumers do not need to understand medicine as doctors on the boards, each of them are assigned a medical negligence case, will investigate them, and they clearly, and they present the case along with investigative reports that they have paid for now from off island. Further, that belief that only doctors can do this lends itself to a misconception that all doctors understand all medicine from all fields, which is dangerously false. Members from the public also have separate roles as well. In many states, standards are set up for selection of public members to the board, and almost all states have public members on their boards. The Federation of State Medical Boards Foundation, believes that public members bring unique value to the process of medical regulation, and that we should be doing more in the regulatory community to recruit and retain public members. The Citizens Advocacy Center, they did a study a few years back that addressed public members' perceptions about the appropriate percentage of public member representation on the boards. More than 22% of respondents reported that the ideal board composition, medical board composition, would be 1/3 from the community, making adding another member from the public on Guam to the board justified. Be honest with you, for me, it was very exciting to read about consumers or the public on medical boards, and it reminded me about a lot of things. Currently, we don't have any connection with the community on the board. Literature stated that public members are particularly important as the regulatory community seeks to inform the public more effectively about the role of state medical boards. Think about that, connecting the public to the board. Sadly on Guam, I have never seen this board ever reach out to the public in any way. Public members with diverse backgrounds and broad experience in the community organizing can lead board efforts to inform underserved communities about the resources the boards offer. The current Guam board and public member have not reached out to underserved people on Guam, as far as I know. Micronesians, as an example, on island, for the most part, have no idea that the board even exists. Neither does the community at large, except for the negative press. I have spoken to many who've come to me and asked me about problems that they've had with doctors, and people have no. I think I'm speaking a foreign language when I talk about the board. To be honest, every clinic on island should have board pamphlets with information on how to file complaints, connecting the board to the consumer and to the community. And that, by the way, is not me saying that. That's what's done in a lot of places in the country. The public person or people could and should connect the board to the community. Actually, to be honest with you, this was such a big issue in our opinion and with all the people that I've spoken to over the last 3 years that we ourselves produced a video at our expense introducing people to the Guam Board of Medical Examiners process. The video runs on Facebook. It's a very nice video, by the way. Therefore, a second public board member is crucial and will help give the public more access to the board. It will allow for more accountability as to what the board does or does not do as well, with extra eyes on the process. This is an important reason. More accountability overall with the board to the public, and more trust to show the board is not beholden to special interest groups or is not about just protecting doctors, not consumers. It's my opinion. Any resistance to this idea by the board or doctors on Guam is not based on national trends, because you can go research this right now. The national trends are actually exciting. It's not based on experience, and it's not based on recommended board membership nationally. Resistance would be based on the same reasons that we are here today, for a lack of transparency by the board and the overall need to protect doctors and not consumers. Please pass Bill 318. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lubofsky. Did you submit that to us?
Yeah, you have.
Okay, do you have copies of that? Okay, sorry, I'm the only one. I misplaced my copy, but thank you. I appreciate that the other jurisdictions that you also discussed. Thank you very much. So Dr. David?
Thank you again, Madam Speaker.